Hello, guys, and welcome to Glide by Prep Eve. So, today I have with me Abubakar Sadiq. So, Abubakar happens to be a student in our IELTS 1-to-1 classes for the general training test. He's already in Canada and he has completed his uh, postgraduate diploma from the Fanshawe College. So, I will quickly give you a summary of what he has done and what he is doing right now. So, this will help all the students from civil engineering background make better decisions according to as far as their education abroad plans are concerned. So Abu Bakar did his high schooling from India, and after that he moved to Ukraine for his engineering. He really liked that place, so it has it is really beautiful. So he decided to move to Ukraine, and after finishing his engineering from Ukraine, he moved to Canada to pursue a construction project management course at the Fanshawe College. So this happens to be a 1-year course and it is in the city London. And after completing his construction project management course, he did another course from the same college, that is the Fanshawe College, a building information management course. So this course was also pursued with the same credentials, and this was also a 1-year course. After finishing his courses in Canada, he landed a job in a startup that was started by one of the professors at the college, and he worked there for some time. For some reasons, the startup didn't work out, and then right now he's working in the core engineering design field in Toronto, and I am very fortunate. I feel very good to say that he is in a very good job, and he's working for a very good company, and he's working as a CAD lead right now, and has a team of 5 to 10 people under him working for him. So I'm so sorry for the long introduction, Abu. I have already
No,
introduced
that's fine.
everything. So Abu, I will let's just straight away get to the point that
Okay.
how did you like the Fanshawe College?
My first experience as soon as I moved to that city was it is first of all a very beautiful city, a very small city and beautiful as well. And since I lived in Europe, I was used to a small, environment like that, quiet and peaceful. I'm not the person that would like to live in a very busy or crowded city.
Mhm.
So this was my first experience as soon as I moved into there, and I really liked the place. I thought I made a good decision, choice by going there.
All right.
It was also helpful because the people living over there, I found a few foreigners. I mean, sorry, our Indian people and Pakistanis,
Mhm,
and
mhm,
multicultural, of course, because this city is basically known as a student city because
okay.
it has a very big university, which is called Western University, and
Okay.
also a college over there, which is the Fanshawe College.
Okay.
So because of that, there are a lot of students from many different places, many different countries, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so yeah, it was not that difficult to get settled in, finding a place, and also commuting is not that big of a deal because it's a small city.
Mm-hmm.
Everything is included in your tuition fees, even the
Okay.
transportation, for
Oh,
like
okay.
you get a student card which
Mm-hmm.
includes which also works as a bus pass.
Okay.
So
Great.
yeah, so right from the first day, as soon as you get into the city, it's not difficult. As soon as you go to the college, you get your orientation done, you get your card. It's easy for you to travel in the whole city, right? That makes things easier because you can go around, you can see places, or you can find people, right?
Okay. Great.
So yeah.
That's a very good and comprehensive introduction to the city, I must say. Okay, so all right. So Abu, now I am going to ask you a few questions as as a future student, as a prospective student. Okay. So, sir, how difficult was it for you to find a part-time job?
Okay. So let me be honest. Initially, since you moved to that city and you're new to that place, you have no friends, you have no connections. It is a saying in Canada over here that you can only survive over here if you have connections. Okay,
Okay.
and that is really true. The more you are active, the more you go out. You start getting to know people.
Mhm.
You go to the temples, you go to the mosques, you go to your gurudwaras and stuff. You see people who have been living over there for a long time. You make friends with them. This
Hmm.
is how you make connections. Then that connections will eventually end up being a reference for you in a company, right?
Okay.
So that helps a lot. Plus, the college actually has programs and how do you say that, workshops to
Mhm.
help you create your resumes and
Okay.
your cover letters and stuff. The staff, the professors, they're all very very helpful in the international department over there.
Mhm.
So I would say it is not a difficult thing to do it as long as you're working. I mean, of course, don't lose hope. Every person has their own experience and everything. It's not necessary that if I got something done in 2 months, that the other person will be doing the same thing in the 2 months, right? You might get it in the first month, or maybe after 5 months or 4 months.
All right.
Anyhow, I had to struggle for a little bit, honestly, and then I made some connections. I
Mhm.
went to the employment help agencies over there in the city, and
Mhm.
they helped me secure this job actually. So it was a job in a call center, and I started as a call center representative, and I
Okay.
worked in that job for almost 2 years and more than 2 years actually.
Mhm.
And eventually, I also got a promotion there as a peer coach, and it was really a good and a great experience.
Okay. So
Yes,
basically that the government employment agency really help you. That's actually very good that we don't hear such stories, particularly
they
from
really helped me. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay, all right. So the next question, what is the cost of living like in London? Because I know that in cities like Toronto it's very expensive, but what is it like to live in London as far as the
It is.
finances are concerned?
Yes, and I'm glad that you're comparing it with Toronto, because definitely, sir, Toronto is an expensive place to live in. Even if you want to live in your own individual room, you
Mm-hmm.
have to spend at least $600 to $700 least. Plus the traveling expenses and all these things. So, but talking about London, Ontario, very cheap.
Okay.
Now I'm saying it cheap, but before I used to say, oh, this is also expensive. But since I moved to a bigger city now, I feel like, okay, that was really cheap.
Hmm.
So you can find accommodations closer to the college, very easily. The college helps you in that. You have forums. You have a very helpful website that kids can use. The students who are coming there is called Kijiji,
Mm-hmm.
which is very helpful to find anything, basically anything.
Yeah.
It's like eBay or something like that, right?
Right. Right. Right.
So it's not difficult. I would give you a range of between 300 to 500 or 300 to 400 monthly for your rentals, right?
For an
Or
independent.
your for a independent room,
Hmm.
right? In a independent house, like in a house with two three, you'll share it with two three other people,
Right.
right?
Right.
And
Okay.
if you're trying to get your own apartment, then you'll have to spend at least 800 to 1,000, depending on if it's in the center of the
Believe
city or
most of the
close to the
students,
college.
most of the students decide to share it with a couple of students itself.
Yes, yes.
So okay, and then the other.
Also basements.
Mhm.
Also basements are easy to acquire if you're let's say coming with your friends. If you want to share it with two people, can live in a basement, or you're the kind of person who does not want to share you know uh, your area or
Mhm.
your zone with anybody else, and you want to live on your own, your space with anybody, so you can rent a basement, which is very easy, and which is also you have everything in there, an attached bathroom,
Mhm.
and a shower, right? And you will have your own kitchen area, like a pantry and stuff,
Okay.
and yeah,
Now
laundry.
coming to the construction project management and the building information management course, can you give a quick review of the curriculum and the professors, and particularly that what you're doing right now today, that you are in a job in a good company, and did this course actually help you get that job?
Okay, so So first of all, the course construction project management is basically it helps you to learn how you are dealing with the daily construction, job sites, the meetings that you do on a job site, how you secure projects, how
Mm,
you bid on projects, how you make those bidding documentation, uh, you know, uh, basically managing the whole construction project from scratch to the end of the construction. it,
mm,
it all depends on the job site, right? The project managers, the laborers, all these people who are involved in that process. This
mm.
is what that project management course teaches you to do,
Okay.
which is very helpful, of course, right? Plus,
Mm,
I would say people who have experience back home
mm,
in their respective fields,
mm.
this courses, will really help you to get your jobs, because what they're looking is experience. This is a global fact that any degree that you have will not work if you don't have experience.
Okay.
Right? I
So
mean,
one thing that the students can do is definitely if they can volunteer at good big projects that are happening in perhaps in London or in the city around to get some points of experience on their CV, right, while they're pursuing this course. So I think that will really help them when seeking the actual jobs.
definitely, definitely. And actually, there are companies
Hmm.
around London, or the cities closer to London. These people, or sorry, these companies are invited to the college. I think every summer, so
Hmm.
that students can volunteer. They can even have an experience in giving interviews, so they learn how things are in the actual world out there, right?
Hmm.
And if you volunteer, of course they will appreciate, or choose this person who has volunteered for jobs than a person who has only international experience, not Canadian experience, because
Oh,
even volunteering is considered as a Canadian experience, right? They will teach you the ways the work is done there.
and obviously
So
the
yeah,
abundance of land that Canada has and the number of people that are moving there, I believe that the the number of construction projects is always going to rise. It's never
definitely,
going to drop,
definitely, yes,
for
yes,
sure.
yes, yes.
Right, right, right. Okay, all right. So I think that that pretty much addresses a lot of queries that the students have regarding the course. And okay, just one last question. So this is a question that a lot of students also get. So are both of these courses very heavy? So can a student manage part-time jobs as well as the course easily, comfortably?
Should I be honest?
Go for it because we really
Okay.
want the viewers to
See,
know the honest opinion. Till we go
okay.
for it. Yeah.
As soon as you land into this country, up until you achieve your goals, there is no resting, there is no easy things or anything like that. Okay, you
Right.
have to work hard. You don't think that these 2 or 3 years so that your education is that you're doing your education and then your job and stuff, up until you settle your feet, you're standing up, you say that I have done something in life.
Mhm.
After moving to Canada, up until then there is no resting. Let me just tell you quickly my schedule for the 18 or 19 months I was there, okay, as a
Okay.
student. I used to go to school 5 days,
Mhm.
right? That is Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, right? I used to go to school.
Mhm.
Uh, the first 2 months, I didn't have a job, so there was nothing. I used to just go to school, come back, finish my assignments and stuff, and then, chill on the weekends, or do something, go find jobs, or, try to make connections and stuff. But after I got a job, things got a bit different after that, right? So you have to manage everything in your weekdays and then work on your weekends. So I used to go to school. The early morning class would start around 7:30, 8 o'clock, right? I used to be in school at that time, take my bus, go to school, finish all my classes. After finishing my classes, I used to finish my prayers, eat my lunch, and then stay in the school because you have plenty of space. The environment over there, the infrastructure is so beautiful. You get all these amenities. You can use all that.
Mhm.
So I used to sit in the class, sorry, in my school after my classes are done, and stay there up until the last bus used to leave my college. That was 11:45 in the night. Okay, I used
Oh,
to stay there, finish all my assignments,
Mm-hmm.
get ready for the next day, whatever is going to happen, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then I used to come back home. Come back home. Sometimes I used to do my dinners over there at school, or sometimes I come back, I prepare myself a meal and then eat and then sleep, right? This
Okay.
only happens like, let's say you're into not the first 2 months into the semester, but the last 1 month, 1.5 months, when you're closer to the examinations and stuff. Then of course you have to put in a lot of effort and work, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I used to do that. Then on the weekends, I used to do two 10-hour job shifts, right?
Oh,
On
okay.
Saturday and Sunday, yeah. And one, sometimes I used to do 8-hour shifts,
Mm-hmm.
and then just do two 8-hour shifts and then accommodate, because every student is allowed to work 20 hours. So you have
Yeah.
to manage that time, right? So I
Hmm.
used to do one more 4 or 5 hour shift on a Monday or any other weekday that they scheduled me to, right?
I got it.
So this is how I used to manage my time around my schoolings and stuff. And the reason why it's not that everybody has to stay after school and do their assignments and stuff,
Mm-hmm.
is that the more efforts you put, and I'm not bragging, but I got mostly I have an A in all my courses, you know.
Great, great.
So when you put efforts, of course you will get the results out of it. My goal was to do my best with the investment that I'm putting into my education. I wanted to get the best out of it, right?
This is a very good point, and I really want to give an advice to all the people who are watching this video. So when you're going to Canada, when you're going to US, UK, Australia, New Zealand, anywhere, see, you guys are investing a huge sum of money, a lot of emotions and so many other things, right? So if you are going there and not proving yourself on the grades, then there's no fun of working on cash, there's no fun of working extra hours and doing all those things. So you look at Abu's story today. He worked in the limits, he worked focused on his studies, and today he has a very good job, right? After just 2 years of completing his second diploma course, the PGD course, he is working as a lead right now. So, and I'm sure he must be making a decent amount of money. I don't want to talk about it here, but he must be making much more money than the people who are working on cash at that time. Okay.
Definitely, sir. Yeah.
Right. So you don't have to get into all these things. Focus on your studies, plan to work on the time that is being provided to you, and focus on your studies, get good grades. So I think the job was never a problem for him. As soon as he completed his course, his professor approached him that, okay, I'm starting up something, you want to work with me? So what's cooler than that, right? When someone
Yeah, that's
approaches.
that's the fruit. That's the fruit that I got of all the hardships that I did. And
Correct.
because I did not have to prove myself to anybody, my professors and everybody could see that. They're like,
Yeah.
okay, if I give a task to this person, he's capable enough of handling it. Although
Yeah.
he was not sure whether I'm capable of doing that job or not, right? Because of course I'm just a student. I had no previous work experience or anything, and he was just putting me into that situation because he knew I could get the results out
He
of it,
can check
right?
your aptitude basically. That's the main.
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay, Abu, so last question. So
Hmm.
since you managed to get very good grades, right? How
Okay.
about the scholarships? How do the scholarships work at the Fanshawe College? Are there any scholarships for international students who are performing really well? Because I know it is very hard to get a scholarship when someone is leaving India, or when someone is basically leaving Ukraine or any other country for that matter. But once you
Yeah.
reach there, okay, see, I am a student. I am taking a very big loan. I am not getting a scholarship before joining the course. Once I've joined the course, do you think that can I get a scholarship if I work really hard and get good grades?
See, these I don't know about other masters and all that. Probably they give you, grants and stuff. But
Hmm.
for international students, uh, I'm not going to say you don't get scholarships. I didn't do it myself. I didn't get research much into that area. But I heard that if you are a honor student, you do get a good discount in your tuition fees or something like that.
Okay.
So honestly, I'm not too sure. So I don't want to comment on these things
Oh,
because I don't know. I don't want to give a wrong picture to the kids there or
right.
the students who are planning to come out. Right?
That's totally fine. So I'm actually thinking of making a detailed video on that. Even my research is going on.
Okay.
Right. Okay, Abu. So thanks a lot. Any last minute tips that you want to give to all the people watching this video? So
Uh,
people will be watching this over months and years to come.
yes,
So
yes, I understand.
anything you want to say?
First, yes, definitely. I would like to say a few things. The first thing I would say is please do as much research as possible before you take any steps. Okay, just don't go just because your cousin or your friend is trying to do a degree or it's a specific course. Don't just choose that because of him or her, right? Think of what you want in your life and then make a decision. Just plan everything ahead, because moving to a country where you have not lived before or you don't know anybody is a very big step in life. It will encourage you to do many things further in the life, or it will also demotivate you right in the first month, saying that I made a big mistake, this is how much struggle. Because we are not in those soft beds anymore, or getting your food on time on the table and stuff. You have to do everything on your own laundries, your own groceries, your own cooking. So plan everything accordingly. Things will work. Of course, every person should take the step in his life, but
Mm.
plan it before doing it, right? So it helps you in your future, and it also will build you. The more planning you do, the better things will be for you, right?
Right.
And don't worry about the results. As long as you put your 100% in anything, the results are eminent. You will get a positive result out of it. Okay, but don't worry that if you are failing in some places, don't worry, because nobody is perfect. You will get to a point. And one other thing about over here is, as Mr. Harith was mentioning before, of working outside the limits that are given to you. So it is very important to respect what the rules have been made for the students. And I'm telling you, the structure that they have made for working 20 hours outside those 40 hours classes is perfect for every student. Okay. As long as your finances are being taken care by your scholarships and stuff, and you don't have to struggle for that, I'm telling you, you don't need to work more than that. That money that you're earning out of that part-time jobs is sufficient enough for you to survive there.
Yeah.
Okay. The rest, all your traveling, your transportation, everything is covered under your tuition fee.
Right.
So don't run towards just making money and money all the time. Also, because you're going with a goal, try to put your efforts into that goal. And I promise you, inshallah, you will get to that point where you will be proud of yourself after you put so much efforts. Like, okay, I got to a point now. I have this interview done. Also, you will experience things. You'll go. Sometimes you get rejections, of course. No, I'm not saying as soon as you go in, you get the first job, right? You will get rejections. This is a way to learn things.
Mm.
And this generation, kids, they know these things. I'm not teaching something out of the box. Everybody knows these things,
But
but
we
this
need
is my
to remind us.
yes. This is my personal experience, that don't just get demotivated if something is not working.
Yeah.
There is always a grand plan. Okay, you work accordingly. The plan is working for you accordingly.
So for, rather than focusing on a few more $1,000 in the first 2 years, focus on millions of dollars that you can make if you're in a good job.
in
That's
your in a good job.
that's the
Definitely.
main thing.
That's the you said what I wanted to in 2 words.
And that is exactly what we suggest to the students whenever they come for counselings to us for their immigration abroad plans. So that is exactly, something that we tell them. Some of them understand, many of them don't. So, but
Don't, yeah.
it is something that I still want to keep telling throughout my life, right? Okay.
Mm,
All right. So thanks a lot, Abu, for giving your time and this comprehensive review. I really
mm.
hope that this helped everyone who is watching this video. So do give a thumbs up to Abu, to me, to Glide, to Preppy. Okay. So,
Thank you.
right. And thank you
Thanks
very
so
much,
much, Mr.
guys.
Hari, to giving me this opportunity to actually come and talk. And I have always tried to do. If I learn one plus one, then I make sure that I teach that to the next person that I see. Whatever information that I had since I moved to Canada, I made sure I do that for my newcomers, friends in my circle. And I
Great.
would tell my these viewers or listeners to please make sure that once you move to Canada, you do something, you learn something new, try to help others as well. This will make things easier.
That's a very good message. And thanks a lot, Abu. It was really nice having you here.
Thank
So,
you so much.
see you in your IELTS class tomorrow.
Sure. Okay. Take care.
Bye bye.